My mother done the farming.
Your mother did the work.
Yeah.
Okay, today is August 23rd, 2002. We're in the room of Norma Coggins at Hilltop Manor in Roscommon. My name is Carol Garlow, and I'm here to ask her some questions about herself. And Margaret Karanen, also from the Historical Society, is with me. Norma, can you tell us that the tape will belong to the Historical Society, the tape that we're making? Can you say that this will belong to the Roscommon Area Historical Society? Can you say all that?
And this will belong to the
Roscommon
Roscommon
Area
area.
Historical.
Historical Society.
Great. Okay. Well, we'll start at the beginning, I guess. When were you born, Norma?
October the 10th. In, well, my initial, it's, ain't that awful?
What year?
You know
were you
just
born?
exactly, but you can't say it.
Yeah. Okay. How old are you going to be?
I will be 100 years old.
Oh, bless your heart. Well, good. Well, that's wonderful. So you were born in 1902.
Yes.
Okay. Where were you born?
10-10-02 is
1002.
what anybody,
That was
because
easy.
I think that's what they said to me. Wasn't it?
Sure. Easy to write all your life, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And where were you born?
In Roscommon County, about 4 miles south
South?
Roscommon. Yeah,
Okay.
a little farm in there.
Mm-hmm. And your parents' names were what?
Well, my dad was Roy Griffin, and my mother's name was Florence Griffin, but everyone called her Mabel.
Mabel. That was a good nickname for Florence.
She was Mabel.
Uh-huh.
Her father named her Nabel. He was an old Scotchman.
Oh.
And
And how long had they lived in Roscommon?
who?
Your parents, how did they come here?
Well, they moved from where my mother was living. She lived with her sister. This is in Lapeer County,
Oh, okay.
and you know where Lapeer County
Yes.
is.
Mm-hmm.
That's where her whole family lived in Lapeer County. And
You think they came up here when they got married?
yes,
Yeah.
they came up here, and they lived around. I guess the first year that they were here, they had friends from Metamora and places like that around Lapeer County,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them were here in this county, and that's the way they lived. They didn't have any place of their own yet. But presently, they bought this little farm just south of Roscommon,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't remember how long. I guess they were married 2 or 3 years before I was born.
Are you the oldest?
Yes,
And how many brothers and sisters do you have?
one sister and one brother.
There were 3 of you, huh?
Hmm.
So you are a lifelong Roscommon person. That's wonderful.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. You're a rare breed. What kind of, how did your father earn his living then? Was he able to make the farm?
He would have been if he hadn't been so darn lazy. He just didn't.
You said your mother did the farming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, too much for
Kept
her.
the family going though?
What?
Your mother kept the family going?
Oh, yes, until she got tuberculosis and died.
Oh, how old were you then?
I was 16.
Oh my.
Hmm.
So tell me, where did you go to school?
Well, I started school in what used to be a Chase schoolhouse place, you know, where Chases, maybe you
Was that
The-
close to where you lived?
about a mile and a half, I think.
Uh-huh.
We used to walk there all the time. But, let's see. What else did you say?
Well, I just wondered where you went to school. Do you remember any of your teachers?
Yes, I remember, but I thought I could. One was Alice Collins. She was Anna Kylie's niece.
Oh, okay.
You do an Anna Kylie.
I've heard the name
You've heard
Anna
the
Kylie.
name, yeah.
I'm kind of a transplant.
Who's there? Who did you do?
They left. I don't know who it was.
Well,
I think it was somebody checking.
Checking
Oh.
to see why the door was closed, probably.
that's probably it.
So, how many students were in your class, at your school? Were there just 2 or 3 families, or?
That's what there was, but, well, there was some Meads and some Chases, a couple. Well, I think there's 4 or 5 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 5 kids. Give Davis, he was a little boy that, he didn't live there, but he went to school there a couple of years. And he went all the way with his family.
Mm-hmm.
We never seen him again. And
Go ahead.
the next time, I think they built us a new schoolhouse. Our place we were supposed to be going to school was the Wayne School, just a mile north of where we lived.
Oh, okay.
That's where I went to school. I was through the eighth grade.
Do you remember any of your teachers that were at the Wayne School?
Yes. Carrie McGillis. Oh, God, we had quite a lot of them, and
Uh-huh.
I may not be able
Carrie
to.
McGillis that became Mrs. Carrie Shirey? Oh.
In fact, we knew her before she became a teacher.
Oh.
She was just a young girl.
Uh-huh.
See, my father was a mason, so he knew everybody.
Uh-huh.
Well, I guess I did too, but I didn't
Well, sure.
tell everybody
Uh-huh.
that come along. As I was always told to shut up and sit down.
Mm-hmm.
So I shut up and sit down.
That's what you did, didn't you, dear? Bless your heart. Well, when you were finished with the 8th grade at Wayne School, then did you
Come here,
come into
Roscommon.
Roscommon? Mm-hmm. So what year did you graduate?
Why, just like anybody else did. How many ever?
2,
Years.
18, 19, 20?
Yeah, or something like that.
Something like that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I was with all the rest of them.
Right, you were right in there. Did you like school?
Yes, ma'am. My father done everything you do to not let me go to school enough to, like he should, you know. It's a darn good thing the law got so that you had to keep the kids in school.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that.
Well, that was good.
My mother was all for that too, you know. She was on her way to Big Rapids to high school, college over there, and she changed her mind and married Dad.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was mad about that because she wanted to be a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to be very
She was a
bad.
good influence on you.
No, he was not.
And he was not, huh? Well, tell me what you remember about coming to school in Roscommon.
Well,
How did you get into school? How did you get there?
well, I walked.
You walked all the way into town?
Yeah, it was 4 miles.
Oh my
That wasn't anything nothing for people to walk in those days, you know.
Uh-huh. Even all winter, did you sometimes get a ride?
No,
No.
when the deep snow got pretty deep, Dad would walk up the road on his snowshoes and make the path. Good hard path.
Sure.
There's only a mile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from our house to the schoolhouse.
Oh, okay, but when you came into Roscommon, it was farther.
Yeah, we lived south of Roscommon.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it was 4 miles from Roscommon to our place. There weren't lots of farms in those days.
Mm-hmm. How much land did your parents have?
I don't know exactly.
What kind of crops did they raise?
Potatoes and hay and I don't know.
Did they have cattle also?
Yes, we always had 2 cows and 2 horses and pigs and chickens and
You got to feed all of them, huh?
oh yeah. Took care of them.
Took care of the animals.
Sure.
Then how, let's see, next we'll have to take her to getting married, I guess. So then, what did you do when you got out of high school?
Nothing. I didn't get to graduate from high school. That was one of the things that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
So that was a big disappointment for you.
Very, very much.
Mm-hmm. Did you go to work then someplace?
Once in a while. There wasn't much
Not
work
in the,
for,
yeah.
only in the summertime to work to the lake, people around the lake, you know, like, what the devil was their name? Well, she was the undertaker's wife's daughter in Roscommon.
Robbins?
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 Yeah. He was the what did I say about that? You wanted to know?
I was wondering where you worked, and you said you worked for the undertaker's daughter?
No,
No?
not me, my sister.
Oh, okay.
You see, I had, what was it? Spinal meningitis
Oh,
when
you
I was
did.
8 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
That made a cripple out of me.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I didn't do nothing, because I wouldn't sit down and do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I learned to run and everything else.
Mm-hmm. Well, that must have been very hard.
Well, it was, but I done it.
Sure,
I
sure.
would run my right foot, I never could straighten it out. I
Oh,
ran on my toe. But
oh.
boy, I could run just fast the rest of them.
Well, good for you, Norma.
Well, everybody said so.
Well, sure. Now, what was your sister's name and your brother?
My sister was Florence.
Oh, yeah,
Sister Norma.
the same as your mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my brother was Fred.
Fred Coggins.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes.
No, Fred.
I took care
Oh,
of
I'm
him
sorry, Griffin.
an awful lot. I took care of him an awful lot.
Did you? How much older were you?
About 3 years.
Oh, you kept him straight, huh?
Well, I don't know.
Did your sister and your brother graduate from high school?
No.
They didn't either.
Florence stood right up there, pretty near. And,
Uh-huh.
but
How close did you get?
just a start, that's all.
Started high school?
Yeah.
Well, everybody has to have a few regrets in life. That's
Well, I
okay.
I had an awful lot of them for
Did
some
you?
reason.
Well, you lived in a hard time. What do you remember?
I know it was hard,
Yeah.
but,
It was very-
but then I can't say that that I wasn't happy all the time, because I was.
Sure.
I liked the farm.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the cattle and the horses and everything like that, and the chickens was my mother's. So you know how a woman always takes care of the chickens,
Sure.
things like that.
Sure.
Well, we had them at 60 probably all the time,
Uh-huh.
and you can make an awful lot of good things out of chicken.
For sure. Did you like to bake and cook?
Absolutely,
Good.
yes.
Good for you.
I have a pretty good reputation for being a darn good cook.
Well, I bet you do. That's wonderful.
Well,
So
No.
tell me tell me about your first being married and raising your family.
well, I married Dick Larive, and he just wasn't anything but what do you call it? Anybody that don't work any place out in the woods.
He worked in the woods?
I never went there.
No, he did lumberjack like?
Yeah, lumberjack.
Mm-hmm.
He was born and raised a lumberjack,
Mm-hmm.
and he always said he never would be anything but a lumberjack. And that's what he done.
Mm-hmm. And how many
He's
children?
been all right. He stayed out of the booze.
Yeah.
I knew lots of farmers that had been, worked in the woods. In those days, you knew everybody you knew was,
Sure.
they worked in the woods in the winter.
Sure. And how many children did you have?
Just 3.
3.
Oh, no. You said me.
Yeah. How many did you have?
Oh, heavens, I had 9.
9. Well, you were a busy mother.
In those days, that was common,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Sure.
Everybody had kids.
And so where did you live when you were married and raising your family?
Well, we went from Roscommon to Detroit to Dick's sister Lois Gibbons. She was a very good trained nurse
Oh.
about a girling hospital.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
She was always a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
After her family got started good round by, she went back nursing again, but not to take a job, you know, after they got up into high school and big enough to take care of themselves some, you know. But she went back in the hospital,
Oh.
went to work there. I ought to be able to tell you exactly what hospital it was. She was in Children's Hospital part of the time.
Mm-hmm. How long did you live in Detroit then?
Well, God, must have been quite a while.
So some of your children were born there?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Let's see, the last one was born. When was it? It was just no. Born in Detroit, or my sisters, but it was after we had lived here quite a while, you know.
Mm-hmm. So when you went to Detroit, what did your husband do for work there?
Lived in Ford.
At Ford Motor Company?
Mm-hmm.
And then you came back to Roscommon later?
Yeah. Yes, when everything went to the Dickens in
29?
29. You know just how hard everybody
Well,
scrambled for work and
Sure.
everything like that. But that we,
that's when you came back to Roscommon?
yes, Dad had to get us something brought us home. That was when we moved a while later into that old Hanson house out there on the highway. This highway right here.
Okay.
What's the name of this highway?
Well, right now it's called M18.
Oh, that's right.
Uh-huh.
But I can't remember what the devil used to be. Maybe just 70.
When you came back to live here in 29 or 30, was that road still a dirt road? Mm-hmm. So that was hard.
Well, it wasn't either. It was a gravel road. It was graded, you know, and
A
everything.
graded road.
It
Mhm.
went clear from here a mile, you know. It was
Mm-hmm.
because Dad, after he monkeyed around for a while, he got to be mail carrier from Roscommon to my own.
Oh, okay.
You probably
That was a good job then, wasn't it?
very good job, very, very good. The only job I ever knew him to have.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's all think about that, you
Now, are you
know.
talking about your husband or your father that had the mail carrying?
My father,
Your father.
yes. My husband never done anything, only
Work in the woods, you said.
work in the woods or
Mm-hmm.
Or
And
he,
was-
although he did, that time after we come up here from down there, and he got that house out there on the highway right past here. It was past her old Charlie, her old, well, anyway, Harry Burke, just past Harry Burke's house is where that was. You know where was Harry Burke?
No, I don't think
Oh,
so. no.
God.
But I think I know where you did live.
Yeah, well, yeah, you did.
Oh, this way?
No, not this.
Not
East-
towards
east-
Mile?
East, yes, east of
Yeah.
Roscommon.
Okay.
4 miles east of Roscommon, where that house was. If it hadn't had anybody to do anything with it, it wouldn't have been a very bad place to live.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody ever fixed the roof, or they couldn't do one thing. Not one thing. He didn't want to live out there, and he just wouldn't. Anyway, Dad got him a job on the state highway.
Oh.
He had a good job, good job.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was a good thing, a
Well,
blessing
Dad
for you.
did a lot of nice things to kind of get us started.
Mm-hmm.
He even gave Dick an old car. It was a good car, but it wasn't a new car.
Mm-hmm. What kind was it? Do you remember?
I did, if I could possibly remember anything. No, I can't think of it right now.
That's okay. Did you learn to drive?
No.
No.
Oh, no.
I bet you were good driving the horses.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to ride horseback.
Sure. Then when you were a young family, did you have animals too out there? Did you
No.
raise chickens?
No.
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 Okay.
No, Dick would let them starve to death.
Mhm.
He didn't even know the county a bale of hay to give on.
Huh.
Yeah, I never saw such a man.
Isn't that something? Well, you have a hard time with these guys.
Jesus.
Oh, well, let's back up a little bit. I wondered if you remembered anything about World War I.
Yes, quite a lot.
Okay, can you tell us what that was like to hear
What?
to hear about World War I? What did you hear? Did you know some of the men from here that went?
Yes, of course I did.
Mm-hmm.
Them sweet boys, you know. And when I got started in school out there, why the Swedes started coming from
To settle
Chicago.
there?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But they were nice neighbors. They were ambitious, and they were nice neighbors. Cedarmans and Carlsons and all those.
Oslings, did you know the Oslings?
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
They
Nordstrom,
lived right
you were right near there.
right by the schoolhouse.
Yeah, yeah.
They had a fence between the schoolhouse and where Oslings lived.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they were a nice bunch of people.
Did you hear about World War I on the, did you have a radio? No? How did you get news of it?
Well, I don't know. There was a Roscommon paper, that's about all. But everybody knew about it, whether I did or not, anyway, you know, I was very apt to listen to everything that was said.
Sure.
But, oh yes, everybody went, you know. That is not like your neighbors, you know, Smitty. All of them, they all went to the...
Went to serve.
That's right.
Do you remember any kind of celebration when the war was ended?
They all got their cornets out and honked and tooted around.
They have a little parade?
I think probably, I don't remember exactly, but you know, we were all pretty excited about it, I'll tell you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Then by the time World War II came, your children, did any of your children have to serve?
Yes, Dick was old enough, but he had that abscess in his ankle, and he was in Ann Arbor to the hospital for a good share of his life.
Oh.
No, he's living yet. He finally got over that when he was 15 years old.
Wow.
And he come back, went to school, went through the 8th grade. He didn't get into high school.
Is Dick the oldest? And how old is Dick?
He's 70-something. 78 or 79 or something like that. Yes.
What year were you married?
What year was I married?
Do you remember?
God, I don't remember when we were married. We were married in Roscommon. Yeah.
Did you get married at a church?
Yeah.
Which one?
No, not the church, in the
The parsonage?
parsonage.
Oh.
What in the Dickens was his name? No, I've always remembered the name, but I can't remember it now. Well,
What church did your family go to?
whatever it is there in Roscommon. Not the Catholic Church, the other church.
Congregational?
Congregational. Yes, I belong to the Congregational Church. When my mother died, she wanted me and Florence to join the church. Well, Dad, he raised the devilish rough. Well, of course, I didn't know what kind of a church it was. I didn't. I knew what it was, knew all about it practically.
Uh-huh.
Aunt Florence and I both joined the church, and
So were your children baptized in that church?
some of them, but not all of them, because we didn't ever lived any place only here and there, everywhere and everything. But
Well, when you were a teenager, let's stay keeping you young here. What was it like when you came to town? What do you remember of the village?
I don't know, it was just Roscommon.
It was just plain old Roscommon,
It
huh?
was plain Roscommon. It wasn't anywhere near big, as big as it is now.
Uh-huh. Do you remember some of the stores?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, can you tell me about a bakery?
Well, there was a bakery there. I don't think it was there when I was very small, but
Do you remember who the baker was?
I can't remember his name, but we knew him. That fellow that married the hot cousin of a girl.
Oh,
Maybe that's too far back,
uh-huh.
you know.
Well, we recently had a donation from Willard Williams,
Uh-huh.
who, the donation is a paycheck that he received in 1923 when he was only 14,
Uh-huh.
and it's from the Roscommon Baking Company.
Yeah.
And he said it was located there where Ed Sherburne used to have his coin shop,
Mm-hmm.
that's where he worked in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in the early 20s, and I wondered if you remembered that bakery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that family, you know, from, I don't know, maybe the time they moved to Roscommon or something, you know, because I've known them a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about them just the other day, wondering if any of them living yet or not.
Well, you mentioned the Cousinot girl.
Dorothy
Remember
Cousinow.
Dorothy Cousinot? Was that her maiden name?
Yeah,
And you don't remember who she married?
I don't remember the name, but it was Baker. When they lived, or they had the bakery, I guess it was where the, oh, store, he had a store. That man in there. Oh, McConkey's.
Yeah.
I think it was the,
It was next to that.
yeah, it was next to it, that's right, it was next to it. But they went to Detroit, and that's where they always lived.
What do you remember about McConkey's store?
Well, I don't know. The store, we bought our shoes there, and our yard goods. We had to get my mother-in-law all the sewing we ever did when we were young, and she taught me to sew.
Did she?
Oh, yes. I sewed and mended and everything. And I was thinking the other day about darning socks. I'm going to think about Johnny, probably nobody can remember how to darn socks.
No, and no one does it either.
Yeah, well, I could darn socks.
I bet you could. Did you enjoy sewing?
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
sure. Then did you make clothes for your own children?
A lot of them, yes.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you
It's
did.
not so easy to sew pants and stuff like that as for boys. The biggest yard was boys. I had 2 girls.
Oh,
The 2 girls.
and 7 boys. Wow. You had even more than a basketball team.
Huh?
I think
Oh, yeah.
more.
Well, I used to play basketball.
Did you?
Yes. That was after Mama died. Who was, let's see, Faith Sargent and May, shoot. Oh, well, I can think of it maybe after a while.
Would have been May Richard.
I pretty near said it. That's the way I am. I can just remember like that, and
It doesn't quite come out, huh? That's okay, you're doing great.
Yeah. Was this when you were in Roscommon that you played basketball?
Yeah. You remember where, of course you do, Price's store, oh, upstairs there's where we played
You
basketball.
played basketball, yeah. Okay.
So there was a girls' team and a boys' team.
I don't think much about the game. Violet McCready, she got up that team that mess that I got into.
Mm-hmm.
Violet McCready and May Richardson.
See, I
I
was right.
don't know. I can't remember who all. They was talking about that just the other day.
Well, you had fun anyway, right?
Oh, I loved it.
Well, good.
Oh boy, I did.
Was that just a wintertime sport? Something you did in the
Yeah.
winter? Uh-huh.
I played 2 years.
Good for
And
you.
guess what? I was the top,
Scorer?
yeah.
Good for you.
That sounds silly nowadays.
No, it
But it was the
doesn't.
truth, and we had
Nowadays, women are making a living playing basketball. They're professional women.
yeah.
So it's not silly at all.
Yeah, but some people look at you and you tell them having pipe dreams. But it was a good thing. It was a good, clean sport. And
Sure. Did
You
everyone
did?
in town come watch?
what?
Did everyone in town come to watch
Well, I
you play?
presume so, and anybody could get in and out of the country come too.
Mm-hmm. Great. Did you go to dances when you were a teenager? Were there, that opera house
Yeah,
seems to have had a lot of
yeah.
activities.
It was what would they call that? Just an opera house, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But there used to be, we have some old dance cards. They used to have dances there, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to any of those?
Yeah, but I couldn't dance much, you know. I couldn't dance much.
Because of your foot.
But I could run like a devil.
Well, that was all right. You could make eyes at the boys like the rest of them, couldn't you?
Oh, I don't know, maybe. But we didn't dare get out and run around like the other girls did much.
Uh-huh.
But Dad was always there with and something to get you off to home till you're gone.
Mm-hmm. Well, how, did your father live to be an elderly person? Mm-hmm.
73 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When he died after a while. Oh, when he got way up near 70 years old, something like that. He married a woman that he'd known when he was a kid, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, he went from here down to Military County,
Mm-hmm.
where they was all from. And he met this lady, in fact, y'all know, they were people that, they were farmers and they lived in town in later years. But I think if I could remember the name of the town, most people knows where it is.
Mm-hmm.
But
So he didn't die here in Roscommon then?
no,
No.
no,
Okay.
no, he didn't. He married that lady. She was a very nice lady. And
Well, let's get back to raising your 9 children. Did you say that most of them graduated
yes,
from Roscommon? Did any of them go to college?
Jim
Jim did?
went to college. He put himself through college.
Mhm.
Every bit of the way.
I'll attest to that.
He even run the school out on, you know, where that college, that everybody used to go to.
He went to Big Rapids. He went to
Thank you,
Ferris.
Ferris.
That's right, that's exactly where he went. There was lots of days that he'd start out and go ahead. There was always, oh, I don't think he ever walked all the way there. He couldn't have done that,
No.
you know.
No.
But he did start out lots of times because there was kids from all around, you know, went to college in Big Rapids. And one of the boys was one of that druggist in Prudenville. Was a druggist at Prudenville for years. In fact, I don't know. He was there, and we all knew him. He'd always stop, pick Jim up as he was on the road, you know. And Jim went with for the last, you know, when they was well toward graduation, he went around an awful lot with oh, you know who. He runs around with him yet when he comes to town. Nobody was to see. Oh, I pretty near said it.
Dave Doherty.
That's it exactly. Doherty just like one of my own kids.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
probably,
right.
yeah.
Because I knew him ever since he was a baby, you know. I remember the first time I ever seen him, he was sitting on his daddy's knee. He was just a baby. He wasn't big enough to walk yet. But that's the first time I ever seen him.
Well, he turned out to be a big boy.
Yeah, good-sized boy, all right.
Huh. Was your... Now, let me look
I
at
wanted
my-
to ask,
Yeah, go ahead.
didn't Ed go to college? No, Eddie didn't?
Eddie. He got out of here, went in the Air Force when he was 18 years old. And he'd get to the devil out of Roscommon and get to where he could do something. Well, he was in the Air Force for 23 years. He now lives in the state of Washington. He owned his own home there, and he's got 4 grandchildren. That's what he lives for. The oldest one graduated this year.
Wow, how nice. Did he must have served in World War II then?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No, he wouldn't have been.
Later?
He might have been in the Vietnam or the Korean War. He was too young.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He was one of the younger children then?
yeah, he was,
Oh.
yeah, he was one of the younger ones.
Okay.
But Dick couldn't go for the army, let's see. Well, Jim joined something. What did he join?
I don't remember Jim being in the service.
He was not in the regular service. He was in the, some kind of a darn thing.
Was he in the reserve?
Yes. Yes. Uh-huh.
Like the National Guard or something?
I don't know. I can't remember nothing sometimes.
I think you're
Yeah,
doing
But
good.
he was in that for a long time. I think way past 20 years in that, because he would end up here to grilling every year. After he got married,
Well, that would have
You
been
said-
guard.
It probably was the National Guard then.
Yeah.
I
Or it might have
don't
been.
know what it was, just something everybody goes to and knows all about. And
Uh-huh, sure. It's a good way to serve.
yes, it was.
Sure.
He was.
What do you remember about the trains coming through town?
Absolutely. That's the way we got to Grayling. We didn't go anyplace else. We went down to where my mother's post was in Lapeer County.
Did you go by train when you went to visit them?
Oh, yes,
Was that fun for you?
absolutely.
Yeah. How much did it cost? Do you remember?
I don't know
Don't know.
anything about that.
And you went to Grayling on the train also, huh?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
always, always.
Like when you were playing basketball, did the team get on the train and
Yeah, one time we got snowed in
Grayling?
Grayling, yeah,
Well, that was
darn
fun.
snow come in and we couldn't, the train couldn't get through, coming through from the north in, what is that name of that place up here, beyond Grayling?
Gaylord?
Gaylord. Is that it? Well, anyway, the train from the north couldn't get through this Gaylord, whatever it was, I can't remember. But kids, all they got all into the station when it got to 10 o'clock and locked the doors, and we stretched out on the seats and rested ourselves. We was in there 5 o'clock or so in the morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Slept right in the station, huh?
Yeah, Faith Sergeant and some other young one was there with us. Faith was our coach.
Uh-huh. Well, I bet you remember that a long time.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was a fun thing.
Yeah.